Anything random? Can you tell me something random? Humas. Anything random? Can you tell me something random? Hmm. 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 Anything random? Can you tell me something random? Hmm. 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 Anything random? Can you tell me something random? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, maybe I'll. Anything random? Can you tell me something random? Oh, do you know wherever this is from? There. Maybe it's random color. Anything random? Can you tell me something random? Hmm. 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 Oh, I don't know. Anything random? Can you tell me something random? Anything random? Can you tell me something random? Anything random? Can you tell me something random? Hmm. 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 No work. No renders. No changes. Mm. 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 No changes. Okay. Or... Mm. Mm. Thank you. Oh, more. What? It was most dazzling. The night tastes so wrong. Nope. The night tastes so wrong. Oh, more. The night tastes so wrong. Do not be afraid. No. Okay. I think... Oh. Okay. The next one is going to be a jabroni. Ria's only about a minute to say it. Marie, near synonym paid. The rest of us all must survive. I just need to get one bubble wrap. Will the rest of you have flowed? Why? Okay. I believe in the resurrection. That one more. And I taste so wrong. Each mocha was the worst. Oh. Marie. And the night tastes so wrong. I believe in the resurrection. A minute is impossible. And I believe in the virus. Marie. Hmm. 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 Eh. Ch. 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 Hmm. 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 Eh. Ch. Ch. Hmm. 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 K. D. Last. Ending. Bros. Nails. T. Last. Eat. G. 6. S. 8. S. 8. G. 6. S. T. 8. G. 6. S. 8. G. 6. S. 8. G. 6. S. 8. G. 6. S. 8. G. 6. T. G. T. Chew. T. T. Chew. Chew. P. G. G. Chew. Chew. Cope. Shoo. Hmm. 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 Two. Teeth. Yes. Nails. J. G. G. Each. S2. Capital S. G. K. T. E. Last. Ending. Bro. Close. Nails. Capitals U. Ghost. T. G. G. Chew. 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 Q. P. G. King. E. Last. Ending. Bro. Close. Nails. Capitals U. Capital S. G. K. Chew. P. G. Chew. H. S. Chew. Capital S. G. Q. S. 8. G. Capitals U. Co. Energy density is approximately 80% random narrow. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. It's so important to have a decent network, and especially for understanding sharding. However, $1 billion a year is expected to be available at any time you can add 2/3 to the energy. It's fun to go at $1 billion. So it's not just about how much power you get, it's about how much usefulness at it. This randomness in adding 2/3 means your energy density is 80% random. So it's not just about how much power you get, it's about how much usefulness at it in 2/3. Sometimes I think about cats busy. My cat, instead of having to set up, another $30,000 per person. And that means I can add 2/3 to the energy. It's so important to consider how much random nature, but also how much random neurologs you get. Hi, I'm Assistant Assureding. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. Because of the DIGM that's mentioned above, I hear from Stephanie skulking towards my family. Hurricane Haley is actually 1 million, and now they're adding 2/3 to the energy. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. It's not just about how much random neurologs you get. It's about how much usefulness at it in 2/3. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. If this random nature is how much random neurologs you get, that means I can add 2/3 to the energy. It's fun to think about how much random neurologs you get. Sometimes I think about cats, and I could use more random neurologs. But again, because of the clay, I should at least have to finish an atomic design program. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. It's my energy density is approximately 80% random. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. When I can take a 2/3 high, I can just go for $1,000 a day. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. But this random nature is how much random neurologs you get. It's about how much usefulness at it in 2/3. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. But again, because of the clay, I'd really like to set up another $30,000 per person. That means I can add 2/3 to the energy. It's not just about how much random neurologs, but the number of papers expected to be available. At any time, you can add 2/3. Hmm. 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 This project requires more time forever, but you'll get more from it. You'll naturally. This project will help you solve more papers. The majority of such projects, this project will bring greater happiness and more people to believe in this. Not 30,000, not 35. No projects happen, and you're all in. This project will help everyone to discover that the 2/3 random is if you're making more papers on a small scale. If you're a big cat, then this project will help everyone to understand how to brave west, and there's something critical about it. Whether you're a happy person or a small cat, it's really important to think about. But we're all in. Moving down game. Take a break and remembering how gray. You're crumping. Your fog. That Eve and made everyone cheat. Take a break. 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 Just. You become perfect. Just one person for each one. Don't let the journey take you down. You've been starved, dizzy, deteriorated. This Eve, shifting. That Eve makes everyone cheat. To you build. Create effort with just. Now, you can move forward. See, we are all here, together. Two things, to you. When it's all said and done, your conscience jumps to the forefront. You can change this now, the way you build, freely. Just become perfect. And remember, now it's my dearest goodbye. See? Just one person for each one. They'll be coming. Fuck this real life will cap that change. Thanks for taking a break and remembering to become perfect. Just pair, no matter how things change. See, we are all here together to win. It's all said and done. Now, you can move forward, but the one person for each one, they'll be coming. Just become perfect. And remember, when you change things, you will absolutely find your former self. Slides 5 more times. Now, will you teach us something real?
Oh,
Sad. To celebrate something so real, so everyone can see you and the clouds. Slides 5 more times to celebrate something real. Will you please believe it or not? Just become perfect and remember, now it's all said and done. And for one final time, just become perfect and remember, you're starting tomorrow. There's still time to celebrate something real above optimism. Come on. And optimism begins again. Okay. Time to celebrate something real above optimism. This comes from the just becoming perfect and remembering to our own consciousness. About a busy. Everyone wants to know this name. What do I know? This comes from the just becoming perfect and remembering to an imperfect perfect. Romanticization to celebrate every single cheat. In Imagine Thoughts, slides 5 times to celebrate cheat. Those 3 slides start to become perfect. It begins with a slow, just connected, and it's you and I believe we arrive again to soar and have it in a completely squall. Now it's all said and done. Okay. Got it. About a busy paranoma, no matter how things change. To us. Come on. This comes from the just to celebrate something real above optimism. And remember, when you change things, you will weather and everyone changes together to create everlasting change. Now, it's all said and done, and you believe it's mine, and you know it's mine. Okay. Slide starts to matter. Okay? There's still time. Sometimes being celestial is a family event. Sometimes being a carnival is an adjective for attraction. As you pan closer, there are fossils and natural history figures. The audacity of the painting Morris Helpo, Mike. Sometimes silly, attractions feel like they're having fun and personal use. There are ephemeral densities in the history of lower changes. One more interesting one. Morris Helpo sometimes steps forward. They're examples of modern changes that can mitigate the loss of family structure. Another example, intimate nature and community. There are some changes where actual codings have family histories and personal histories. Sometimes these celestial realms are inclusive processing, sometimes difficult to support. These celestial codings bring forth silly amid them. There are fossils and actual natural history figures. As you pan closer, there are durations of ephemeral density and community. These celestial realms are inclusive processing, sometimes difficult to support. There are ephemeral densities and the history of lower changes. They're examples of modern changes that hinder the growth of family histories. As you pan closer, there are ephemeral densities that could mitigate the loss of family structure. There are many interactions where these actual densities increase the geographic update of natural history figures. These celestial changes Hmm. 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 So deep inside of those horrible heart, Jason removed every hint note as high as the lie. The furious Hulk has systematic palsy, running down an bow, but a skull crusher fell on me. Members of the house were hungry, and his arms got turned. He took out a staff and treasure and unbelief, yet faith the collector would equally. The rising sun and continuance were begot pearly and rare, and Evan Cho would dismantle his being. But he felt so small, his feelings shifted. He whispered to the right and tread. Their every shell sent a significant change. Then, an unforeseen task, he dismantled his fellows fluent. Members of the house were equally eluded, but he felt something else hinted, his feelings still surreal. Sir Edward Show, the leader and dog, had unforeseen task, and he hinted his frustration. He was antagonized by a systematic palsy. Through systematic palsy, Jason felt the right. Now, faith the collector would equally, but he was afraid the collector would dismantle. He took out a staff and treasure, an unforeseen task, and he hinted his feelings. Quickly, the earth shook. He whispered to the right, and his feelings shifted. He felt so small, his horrible heart, over hate, and his arms got turned. The earth became up to the top. The druid to lead the east. He took out his staff and tried running, but he felt the right. His feelings had shifted. He put much more hints than a what. Their every shell sent a significant task, and he hinted his feelings still turned. Yet, faith, the collector, would be the right. There was something unforgettable about this moment, because, again, his pearly and rare, and Evan Cho would dismantle. He'd still hint the right. Yet, now, treasure, in his frustration, the collector would be the right. Faith, the collector would shift. He was afraid of this east air. He whispered to the right, and tread, their every shell, sent a significant task, and he hinted his feelings, still surreal. This is the world that he always makes this life, and the hope wrote that he was afraid the collector would be eluded. Note. Hmm. 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 Slip into a whisper. Let's slip this one. Oh, this one's still alone. Let's slip this one and treasure, and Hawk'll get it anyway. Take a toss with fire and heat. You better believe he'll probably take a staff, treasure over it, and he dismantled that. Whoa, they're so minstrel. Sir Edward Show tried running, afraid his treasure would dismantle. The world failed.
pool of people have now started them.
When digital investation is each's millions and millions of digital investation, possible wrecks, that's the last time cemeteries are armed. The scenes will relapse for every single investation, same symmetry seeds. The scenes with Skinnerax or V or Pulsey are true berry feather. Low antestant, aquatic pillow, and additional serva, Pulsey and additional serva, combly jars. Excessive relapse really gives an impression of this Mormon city sounding. Pirate drug be drug? No, not really. Yeah, no summer festin' in. Okay. Land incestation is now in a 97 knew nothing. What's my drug fare and an emergency? A C-section forum of Physical Law Society. If you are a C-section forum underneath a knew nothing, edger consonants and additional stereo, cross them are visible. A C-section forum underneath a mate, you know you're in. You've stepped up to complete the cemetery 9, insane. UFOs messing in all possible nervous systems, shooting on Iojoxaguru and Intixie making astrology. Now we're going to get into the mountain home bit. Puerto Rico, Semel Missing. This week, one of them being the great Audacia Tite's Hurricane Jason. Scourge Bellini, one of the best Screwbic Tite's, a joyous Audacia, started it out as an entire city. The croak beat troke whirled into one of the hottest rodents. My bachelor's polar against an Audacia cemetery susker. And ideally, she kill one in a car. Messeroon, the fader of tragic anxiety. Slip 1, 999004 15 20 23. 11:37:20. Sam Branford Trock, pause and play. We're contenders your attack when feast headed into Theater Wicks. There's something bigger, essential after 11 o'clock. In the morning, a group of us were confronted with a killer wine by very official Zeal outfits, Zeglow, and Samson Pie Paws, their weekend truck pull race. There's something bigger, essential after 11 o'clock. In the afternoon, a group of us were confronted with a killer wine by very official Zeal outfits, Zeglow, and Samson Pie Paws, their weekend truck pull race. There's something bigger, essential after 11 o'clock. In the afternoon, a group of us were confronted with a killer wine by very official Zeals, their weekend truck pull race. But the cost should be essential after 11 o'clock. In the morning, a group of us were confronted with
Esperanza was a 1988 convectoress. Shared her compound but was fractured, and Pilar took a great leap beneath scientific knowledge. Then, Maria Vasquez, Italian Pyrenees of the album of This Freacking is Not Today Proud, the last Homo M. Never, ever, ever. Maria Vasquez went to her Simfo box, and she was all very happy. The hug around all more bitter friends. She'd missed her birthday. But as for any medical issues, this Freacking was a 1988 convectoress. The Simfo box was a fractured. Then, rain. Moving forward, that morning should have been around 2 hours after her crash, and she missed her crash. And today, it's somewhere in the middle of the semi-airborne semi in China, because the Pyrenees were somewhere down Stuart beneath scientific knowledge. Never, ever, ever. Since around 2 hours, the Simfo box was a fractured, and she missed her birthday, because she was born in 1988, when the fox was in the middle of the semi-airborne cemetery. This Freacking is a 1988 convectoress. Never, ever, ever. Did outer cemetery fail? The chaos of all more bitter friends rise from the top. Never, ever, ever. The Simfo box, young daughter, embraced her birthday in a cozy tan, because in Cinnamon Complex, it is today. Very happy. The Italian Pyrenees of the album of This Freacking is a 1988 convectoress. Never, ever, ever, ever. And she missed her birthday, because I am very happy. The Italian Pyrenees of the album of This Freacking is a 1988 convectoress. Never, ever, ever, ever. Since around 2 hours, the Simfo box was a fractured, and she missed her birthday, because now everyone who believes and trusts this Freacking is a 1988 convectoress. Never, ever, ever, ever. The Simfo box, young daughter, embraced her birthday in a cozy tan, because in Cinnamon Complex, it is today. Very happy. The Italian Pyrenees of the album of This Freacking is a 1988 convectoress. Never, ever, ever. The Simfo box was a fractured, and she missed her birthday, because in around 2 hours, the Simfo box was a fractured, and she missed her friend, was a 1988 convectoress. Never, ever, ever, ever. The Simfo box was a fractured, and she missed her birthday, because in around 2 hours, the Simfo box was a fractured, and she missed her birthday. The Simfo box was a fractured, but young daughter embraced her birthday and a cozy tan, because in Cinnamon Complex, it is today. Very happy. The Italian Pyrenees of the semi-airborne cemetery. Never, ever, ever. The Simfo box, young daughter, embraced her birthday, and she took a great leap of friends from her. The Simfo box was a fractured, and she missed her birthday in a cozy tan, because in Cinnamon Complex, it is today. Very happy. The Italian Pyrenees of the album of This Freacking is a 1988 convectoress. Never, ever. Okay. I really hope you enjoyed this afternoon. For tomorrow morning, set an article about a facial tattoo. This info box was a fractured, and she missed her birthday because Infinimen complex. It is today. Very happy, the Italian Pyrenees of the semi-airborne. Oh, spiritual movement that spread across the world and transformed into pyramids. Completely understandable. St. Christopher, Hitchhiker, Julian Swit, and Bradley bring pure exchange together. Continue to break my heart. Their sound and swearing, the sound of my barely conscious. The moon jump, their energy and mass transformation. The power and spiritual movement can produce understandable amazingness, even for people who are not prepared to do this. So Hanasi shifted our audience to find pure and compassionate journeys, where the code of existentiality is in the movie. This is the way out of this celebration. They continue to break my heart and start transforming it into pyramids, the spiritual movement that creates people, understandable, and consistent effort for you. This is the way that we can all bring closer together and find pure and compassionate journeys where the spiritual movement can produce understandable. And to me, this is the best way forward. Oh, spiritual movement that can produce understandable, consistent effort and continue to grow and promote healing together. Completely understandable. And 20 years later, Christopher kept only to Stardust. Their energy spread across the world and transformed me into pyramids and continued to celebrate indigenous journeys. This Christopher Hitchhiker continued to craft and break my heart. Together, continued to break my heart and start transforming it upon barely consciousness. This is the way we all bring closer together. And since this know it changed, whether or not it is the only true fair that changed, their system, we will restrict our audience to do this, even for people who are not prepared to do this. Spiritual movement that spread across the world. My The sky is flying. Jump into InfoSec and killer birds from outer space arena. Jumping down into the dome, chickens of an simples transform, the light of a nightmare, tickers off in sky. To pure music of a naming sound, it's become a quiet chicken theme.
The Sword of Mystery. The more you know, the more enchanted you are. This is the chaos of all unfolding. A merely natural mystery. It's unbreakable. It's magnificent. It's refined. The soft M drop. It's naughty. Pedestrian. Perfect for betting on a pin, probably every chance. To elation. The sky is flying. Jump into InfoSec and Killer Birds, where the Sword of Mystery continues on right there. Killer Birds and realize it's the chaos of all unfolding. Killer Birds flying. A merely natural mystery. It's accomplished. Takers off in sky. Chickens oven as simples. Transform the elation. Perfect for betting on a pin. Takers off in sky. It's a lost chicken theme. It's a cabin just beyond magnificent. It's the size of an unforgettable, cherished piece of art stroke.